Welcome, everybody. I'm Jabby Kaway, joined by Sincel Kaway.
What's cracking, baby?
We're looking at Cosmic Wonders Doctor Strange 3 announcement and new Marvel release dates shift. Now, we already learned about the release dates shifting in a video yesterday. You can check that out if you want. Phase 5 and 6. Delays, that's what it's called. I forgot for a second. But the Doctor Strange 3 thing I didn't know about. While Multiverse of Madness, or Mom, didn't make me happy. I'm still a Doctor Strange fan at the end of the day because the first film is one of my all-time favorite MCU films. So I thought we could check this out together. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, bell icon, all notifications. Pretty please vote this up. Let YouTube know you're enjoying what you're watching while you're subscribing. And make sure to subscribe to Cosmic Wonder and Sincel Kaway. Links in the description below. Okay, let it snow. Let's go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder. I'm Warren Thompson, and it looks like we might be getting another movie added to Phase 5 or Phase 6 coming before Avengers Secret Wars, and that movie is going to be Doctor Strange 3. Also, there is apparently going to be a pretty big shift in Marvel's release schedule, with 2025 looking a lot different than what Marvel Studios has already announced. But if these reports from some insiders are true, 2025 is going to be an amazing year for Marvel Studios. It is also possible that we might get another Avengers-type film before we get Avengers: The Kang Dynasty. So a lot of really exciting things to break down in today's video, and of course, if you're new, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest videos. Now, let's first start off by talking about Doctor Strange 3, because obviously this is going to be a very important movie before Secret Wars comes out. In fact, we might even get Doctor Strange 3 before Avengers: Kang Dynasty comes out. Now, based off of what we've heard so far about Avengers: The Kang Dynasty and Avengers: Secret Wars, Kang Dynasty is really going to focus on our world, our universe, and our Avengers team, the new Avengers, featuring characters like Sam Wilson's Captain America, Shang-Chi, of course our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, who nobody knows the identity of right now, and then some new characters like She-Hulk and perhaps Ms. Marvel. We'll have to wait and see where the MCU takes us with the new Avengers, but then in Avengers: Secret Wars, we're actually going to dive into the multiverse, and the focus won't be on our Earth and our Avengers team, but on multiple different universes and multiple different hero groups. This will not only include the Avengers teams from other universes, but of course the Fantastic Four, the X-Men, and the Illuminati wherever they exist in other universes. And the big threat of Secret Wars is going to be the incursions and of course Kang conquering all of the different universes. This is where Doctor Strange 3 comes into play.
Do you know anything about Secret Wars?
As far as like Secret Wars 1 and 2 go, it's pretty much the gist is, people get kidnapped, thrown on a planet, and the Secret Wars kind of like you had to battle your way to the top. And then the second one was there's multiple universes and you had to fight so that your universe could survive because there could be only one. There can be only one.
So the first one you described sounds like this Japanese movie I never saw about these high school kids trapped on an island and they got to fight their way out.
Oh yeah, Battle Royale.
And the second one sounds like the last season of Dragon Ball Super, where all the different universes are fighting each other. All right.
Yeah.
Ultra Instinct.
So important. It needs to further dive into what incursions really are. We briefly jumped into that in Multiverse of Madness. We did see a world that was destroyed because of an incursion. However, we never really saw one take place. And we don't count What If because that was animated and not canon, at least so far as we know. But we need to see this happen before we get to these films where the Avengers and all of the other teams fight Kang and fight for the multiverse, which is why we are hearing reports today that Marvel Studios is fast-tracking a Doctor Strange project, Doctor Strange 3, to happen before the Kang Dynasty comes out. This is coming from the account Great Phase, who has reported scoops in the past, but it's also been backed up by other people like Big Screen Leaks who have great reputations. And the report is simple, as I just stated, Marvel Studios wants Doctor Strange 3 to happen before the Kang Dynasty. Now, Marvel Studios actually set this up in the post-credit scene for Doctor Strange 2. We were introduced to Clea, and she said that Doctor Strange has already caused an incursion and that she is going to take him to fix it. Fixing an incursion is going to be pretty critical to Avengers: Secret Wars, because we already know incursions are going to happen. Universes are going to collide into each other, and it's going to be up to the Avengers to stop this from happening and the entire multiverse being destroyed, and of course, to fix what has already been done. So there has to be groundwork laid so we know really kind of everything that is happening eventually in the Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. So no doubt that this is what the plot for Doctor Strange 3 is going to be about.
Yeah, man. That's wild. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it kind of makes sense too that they would kind of fill kind of like the gap, because based off of what we listened to during our previous video regarding the shifting of the release dates, that Kang movie isn't coming out until like what?
2026 or 2027. I forget exactly what he said, but
long time.
It's so far out that it's abstract to me. You can keep telling me years. Unless it's next year, it doesn't really make a difference to me, because anything beyond 1 year, that's abstract, and that could be indefinite. Knowing that there's a Doctor Strange 3 film coming, it's got me wondering a couple of things. Number one, who's directing? Are they going to bring back the director of the first one?
You didn't like Raimi's second one?
No, I do not want that again.
Okay.
You know, when I first watched it, I was like, this is kind of cool. It's experimental. It's different. It's definitely got Raimi's touch on it, and that's fun. But the second time I watched it, I just was like, no, you know what? No, this is not good. It's inconsistent. It's not just his fault, though. It's also the script, because Marvel has gotten more and more and more into the habit of kind of previewing within the movie, alluding to other installments of whatever. And it's like, no, just tell this story, please. Just tell this story and tell it well. I just didn't love the movie. I thought it could have done more than it did. The first Doctor Strange film, that director fought for that position. The story and everything, like, you can tell, even though it's a flawed movie, like, that was a passion project for him. He loved Doctor Strange, and he loved telling that story. And I thought he did a damn good job at doing so. That, to me, was some groundbreaking stuff, like Matrix level, Inception level shit. Like, it was insane what they did, and I just wanted them to take it up to, like, up the ante, and they didn't. You know, and I'm hoping Strange 3 does that. Ant-Man certainly will. That's why I'm most curious about who's helming it. You know, are they going to just throw some indie director on there, or is it going to be the guy who did the first one? Bring him back. That's my hope.
I liked Sam Raimi's rendition because it took a horror. It turned Doctor Strange into a horror movie, and I just wasn't expecting that. So I did like that, the retelling through the lens of it being like a horror type of film. I loved the first one as well. So if they do bring Raimi back, I won't be upset. I think the holes in Raimi's version is more so from what you said earlier regarding rewrites, because apparently there was a lot of different versions that maybe they were like, well, we can't use that based off of some rewrites of some other projects or whatever the reason was. So the original thought of what the film was going to be changed, and that's just how movies are, you know. But I would love to have seen his original version, and I wonder how much it would have steered clear from it. As long as Marvel is continuing to make these adjustments, because we talked about this in the previous video regarding some of the pushbacks of
Phase 5 and 6.
5 and 6.
Yeah.
As soon as one domino is altered, it shifts all the other dominoes, and we're probably going to see a lot of that. So until they can figure out a way to make that not so jarring, you know, in the final product, I think we're going to continue to run into those same type of problems where things might seem half-baked. I think that's kind of like how many people might have felt regarding Doctor Strange's second one. It felt a little undone, right? Undercooked.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that they could fix that. I'm here for the setup, though.
I mean, obviously, what he's talking about here is a setup for subsequent installments. I just hope that the story is fairly cohesive by itself without the strong dependency on, like, oh, you got to watch like 10 other series to know what's going on. Like, I just want these stories to feel like you can just kind of watch it. At a certain point, think about like 5 years from now, like, how is someone going to be able to just jump into the MCU?
You can't.
But you should be able to.
I feel like they make it enough so that a casual viewer can like watch the pretty pictures and then get, you know, be satisfied enough that there's a type of a conclusion. But if you're trying to understand what's going on in the MCU, you have to get all the backstory. You just have to.
Yeah. I guess we should start watching Doctor Who. All 20 years of it. How many years has it been going on?
It's like 20 plus years, right? At least.
Let's start watching The Simpsons from the beginning so we can get all the jokes.
No. Do you think that their grand design for all of these MCUs could potentially be Marvel's undoing? Is that possible?
No.
Okay.
I think that what they're doing is smart, because it's like if they're able to hook you with one, you got to watch them all. And now you're in. Okay. You might get superhero fatigue, but there's, you know, little kids coming after us who are like, I'm in this shit. This is fun. And, you know, and they're growing up with, it's like, it's almost like, I hate to compare it, but it's almost like if your industry was tobacco. It's like, yeah, some of your customers are going to die, but new ones are going to come along. It's fine.
That's $1 million comparison right there. Yeah. Oh, that's horribly accurate.
Yeah. So you guys, thanks so much for hanging out. Let us know how you're feeling about all this in the comments below. What are your predictions? I'm curious. Again, subscribe to Cosmic Wonder. Subscribe here. Subscribe to Sintel. I'm Jabby Kuwait. This is...
Hey, it's your boy Sintel.
Peace out.